Today on Grindavik, with the title race going down to the wire, the pressure has never been higher on manager Aussie Villain to deliver Grindavik a first Icelandic title in the club's history.
Yeah, look, I mean, people ask me if I feel pressure all the time, but, honestly, no. Pressure's a privilege. It means you have a chance to achieve something. But that being said, I'm always on, always thinking of ways we can improve. Even now, should we use inverted wingers? It's just awkward. It's weird. Feels weird. Doesn't feel natural. So no, we shouldn't. Am I a football genius? I mean, it's not really up for me to say, is it? It's other people need to reach that conclusion on their own. Did you just shit yourself? Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Grindavik on The Impossible Dream. It is Season 3, Episode 9 today, and the title will be decided. Will it be coming to Grindavik? Will it be going to Vikinga? We will find out very soon. Now, there is some bad news since last episode, and that is Christian Magoma will be leaving us at the end of his contract. There was nothing we could do. He was not willing to negotiate a new deal with us, and he got over $4,000 a week at his new team. So if that's the sort of money he was after, then there was nothing we could do about that. Anyway, he was not going to re-sign for us for a couple of £100 a week that we could have offered, and I suspect he won't be the only player this happens to us this season, because there's a few players out of contract that I'd like to keep that don't want to negotiate a contract with us just yet. Now, if we go on and win the league, maybe that'll change, but if this is the sort of money that some of our players are going to be chasing now, then our hands are tied. There's nothing we can do about it. We just can't offer that. We can't compete with that, and it's just part of the growing pains, isn't it? It's just part of the growing pains of the impossible dream. Now, of course, when we left off last episode, we had lost 4-0 to a team in the relegation zone. Now, that was our 19th game of the season. We had a 1-point lead over Vikinga, who had played 18 games. So let's go see how their 18th game went. And it was a 2-0 loss to Breedablink. So that now meant that we had both played 19 games. We had a 1-point lead over them. And, Vikings had another game they've played before our game. And their 20th game of the season was a 3-2 loss to Selfoss. So, all of a sudden, we have our game in hand again. We have a 1-point lead. And we had a game against another team in the relegation zone in FH. Let's see how we did. We had an early lead when Marmot found Moa in the area. FH pulled level, but Crew picked out Stefansson's run to restore our advantage, before Moa sealed the points with this stunner. So there we go. We dominated this game. We really did. You could see that the only chance they had was the goal they scored. There was nothing else in terms of XG other than that. Moa with a late contender for goal of the season, which we will be voting on today, as well as having our end of season awards, of course. And, well, that means that all of a sudden, with 2 games to play, we are 4 points ahead. So if we are to win our game that is coming up momentarily, we are playing, I think it's IBK Keflavik. Now, they are a local rival of ours as well. So yeah, we are away to IBK Keflavik. Now, if we were to win that game, we are champions. And we only have to match Viking's result. If they lose and we lose, that's absolutely fine as well. They are away to Lichna. Now, they are struggling second half of the season. So you would expect them to win, but it's a little bit, looks like a title that no one wants to win. So let's go see if we can finally just see this thing off. And we are expecting a 4-3-3 out of them. And the team that we are sending out for this one, now, we do have games coming, again, quite thick and fast. In hindsight, I shouldn't have postponed that HK game. We should have just played it with some players missing. So Stefansson's got a heavy match load as well. So it's going to be Bjornsson in goal for this one. It's Hafporsson, Adel Steinsen. Hagelstead is going to get the start at centre-back with Lanoki at right-back. Maya, Turpitson and Karasson in midfield. Ndongala and Moa. We probably won't get 90 minutes out of Moa, but we are lacking a little bit of depth there in that left area. And we've got Jonsson that will go up front for us. Now, there are some players missing here, obviously. Marmot is suspended, though he wouldn't have been able to play anyway. Sayas is tied and a booking away. And is there anything else? We can see everybody else there is basically just on the bench because they are tied. So hopefully we'll see it out here. If not, we might have a 2-game episode to finish the season off. Okay, so we can see the team sheets there. I wonder if that's a brother of Hagelstad. Oh, that's Hagel tested. I really am terrible, aren't I? I mean, this same guy, Hedgel Tester. That can be his new name. Anyway, what do we want to say to this? Let's go out there. I don't really love the idea of that. Now, this is our big rivals. They are first in the form table. We are second. So do we say we need to step things up to their level? That might be a decent thing to say, actually. We'll pump our fists and we will get out there and see how we go. It would be nice, wouldn't it, to win the title at the home of our local rivals. I don't know how big the rivalry is, but according to Football Manager, it's the biggest thing that's ever happened. So it's up there with the old firm or Liverpool, Manchester United. So, yeah, we'll assume that that's the case here. But yeah, I mean, we don't have to win it today, obviously. In this game, we can win it in the next one. And, of course, we are in a situation where we can lose, and Viking are just losers as well, and that would be enough. If we were to lose and they were to draw, it would almost be done, but I don't think it'd be mathematically in the bag, so we'd have to wait. The goal difference isn't huge, so if we were to lose, it'd become even closer if they draw, but let's not think like that. Let's just, well, I mean, if we don't lose, they have to win, basically, but we want to try and win ourselves, and then it doesn't matter what the other teams do, because we're going to have won. Highlight, first one of the match, and let's see what becomes of this. Ndongala wins it back, but not for long, and that is snuck past Bjornsson into the corner of the net, and we are 1-0 down. Half an hour gone, and yeah, I mean, Bjornsson, I'm kind of regretting giving him a 2-year extension. The one thing that he is going to be is a good what's it called? A good mentor for Morty Mortensen and a couple of the other younger goalkeepers that we have at the club. So that, that will work in that sense. But he's on a little bit of cash, isn't he? 400 a week or so? Yeah, 400 a week. So ideally, that wouldn't be the case. But anyway, maybe we can convince him to retire. An absolutely shocking first half performance from us. Let's just say we've been unlucky so far. Let's fist pump, get out there and go and do this. And I mean, it is ambitious trying to win the title with basically a second string 11, but it's kind of where we're at, to be honest. We don't have too much choice about the team we put out. I mean, we're still sort of paying the price for me deciding it was a good idea to postpone a game against HK. And like I say, if I could have my time again, then I wouldn't have done that. Turpitson, can he win that back for us? Not quite. Ball forward. Carrison, I think he's just flicked it on, and it's offside. I think the linesman has his flag up. But this is clearly not working for us. Let's try trapping them inside, perhaps. And see how we go from here. And they are a mile off, aren't they? Although, you have to ask, if Carrison did get a touch on that, doesn't he play them onside then? But anyway. Let's encourage. And let's see what we can do here. Turpitson, can he go and win that back? Not quite. Lenoki should have that comfortably. Lumps it forward. Jonsson can't win it. And well, it's a little scrappy, isn't it? It's actually quite terrible. And Ndongala wins it back again. Turpitson gets it wide there for Lenoki. Here we go with Ndongala. It's Jonsson in the middle. Carrison's getting forward. It falls for Jonsson. Oh, and he has belted it through the hands of the goalkeeper. And we are tied at 1. Really, you have to say against the run of play massively. But Lenoki and Ndongala combining nicely. Ndongala, it could be the last time we see him in a Grindavik shirt. Jonsson took a touch and then just belted it straight through the goalkeeper's hands for 1-1. All right, let's continue to encourage them. Let's hope that's given us a little bit of confidence as well. We've had 12 shots to their 6, though only one more on target than them. Let's try a focus, perhaps. For once, a focus there has worked. Viking are winning. So unless we win as well, it's going to be going down to the final day of the season. Let's encourage. Can we find a late goal? It doesn't look like we can. It is 1-1. And unless Viking conceded that late goal, then, well, it is going down to the final day. And they did not. So with one game left in the season, we are 2 points clear. We just need to match Viking's result on the final day. If they have to win, and goal difference is still just in our favour, but if they win and we draw, then that could swing around, obviously. And on the final game of the season, we are at home to Fram, which is not the easiest tie that we could have picked up. We do have a week off, though, so I will see you for the final game of the season. Okay, welcome back. It is the final day of the season. We are 2 points ahead of Viking. I mean, there's all sorts of permutations. If we win, it doesn't matter whatever happens in the other game. They are playing FH, already relegated FH, which is going to be a bit of a surprise. They were usually be quite good, I think, didn't they? Anyway, and the expectations coming into this one, the board and the fans both expect to win. So no pressure on us there whatsoever. Let's have a look, though, and see what we're doing here. We are expecting a 4-3-3 out of them. And this is the team, the heroes that are going out to try and win a first ever league title for the club. So Bjornsson will keep his place in goal. I've had a word to him about his recent form. Let's hope he gets back to some of that early season form. Marmot, Adelsteinsen, Magoma in his final game for the club, and Sheba will be the back four. Sayas, Crew, and Capiello in midfield. And Dongala, it could be his final game for the club. Same with Moa. They are the wide players. Stefansson goes up top. He has 29 goals this season. Let's see if we can get him to 33. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? All right, so we can see the team sheets there. I mean, this Fram side, we've beaten them before, but we know that they are a decent side as well. All right, I think just play your natural game, relax. We don't need any extra pressure on us here. I can feel the nerves in my stomach building. I haven't even hit continue yet. All right, and here we go. Now, ideally, we'll just see FH get out to a nice early 5-goal lead, and we won't have to worry about anything, but somehow I don't think that's going to happen. Fram's recent form is not great, but of course, there's a lot of draws in there. They've only lost one. A draw does not guarantee us anything, because if we draw Viking a win by 2, then that could be that. I mean, I should have checked. I'm assuming a goal difference is the main, what's the word I'm looking for? The split up. I'm too nervous. I can't think. All right. We are attacking them. We're going to encourage them now. We are hopefully going to get off to a nice early start here to settle the manager's nerves. Sheba with a throw for Crew. Ndongala back for Moa. Moa to Capiello. Capiello to Sayas. Sayas, his shot is blocked, and Sayas can't quite get the rebound. Crew can, though. Here we go then. Dongala across the snow. It's that man again. It's Stefansson with his 30th of the season. And in the 13th minute, we have a 1-0 lead. And this was much, much better, wasn't it? Put them under pressure, won the ball back, and Dongala. I hope he stays now, I've got to be honest. We've got over our little spat we were having between the two of us. He's happy at the club again. Now his contract is still up, so he might leave a happy man as opposed to stay. But yeah, I mean, there's a few contracts. Ndongala, Moa are both up. Who else's contract is up? I think they're the main guys. Obviously, Charlie Crew will have to go back to Leeds, and we've seen that getting them to come back for a second spell on loan doesn't always happen. Moa from the corner. It's towards Sayas, and Sayas makes it 2-0. And surely now the title is coming to Grindavik. We'll go off of attacking. Moa, he was looking for Magoma, I'm sure, but no, it's over him. Sayas with the leap of a salmon. And it is 2-0. Don't know if Italians have salmons, but anyway. The leap of an Italian jumping fish. And it is going to be half-time, 2-0. And we have played well in this one as well. So let's say, don't get complacent. We've got to keep going here. Capiello is stressed. Mate, you're fine. Let's just... very happy with you. Anybody else there? Nobody else is complacent, so that's a good thing. We'll pump our fists, say we have faith, we have faith, we have faith. Go out there and prove it. And let's see if we can just go and rack up this victory. Maya's contract is up as well, which is why I put him on the bench in place of Turpitson. We'll try and give him a farewell. I don't think we're going to keep him. Just because for whatever reason, his attributes, although mentally he's still quite a beast, isn't he? It might depend how much he wants, because he's on quite big money right now. He's on 500 a week, I think. Yeah, almost 600 a week with the promotion bonus. So I don't want to keep him for that much. If we can get him for like 200, then Magoma! Oh, it's still there. Magoma again, and again it's away. Magoma wins it back. Crew, that was ambitious. And I think Crew might be the man to come off. He has been a really, really good loan signing for us, but we'll take him off here. We will bring Meyer on for his farewell appearance to the club, potentially. Jonsson's another one that could be leaving, as could Antonsen. They're all contracts up and not necessarily wanting to negotiate new deals right now, so we just have to wait and see what happens. There's 5 minutes to play. If we can get another goal now, then surely it's happening. If they were to score, then it's very nervous. It's Stefansson! And Stefansson has won us the league. And would it be anybody else? It is 3-0 now. He has his second. Moa with another assist. That might actually be a 15th and therefore record-breaking assist for Moa. And another one, if he is going to leave us, then he has done a brilliant, brilliant job in a Grindavik shirt. But in the 85th minute, it is 3-0. There is no way back for them now. And the title will indeed be coming to Grindavik. Well done, boys. We've deserved that. Back-to-back championships. We've won the First Division and promoted as champions straight up. And we've won the Pepsi League as well. What a performance that has been. There we go, Meyer. It could be his last act as a Grindavik player, lifting the championship trophy. Really should be like a glorified Pepsi can, shouldn't it? But here we go. Here we go. Hey! Grindavik, champions of Iceland. And of course, Champions League football next season now as well. So absolutely brilliant. We're champions. Well done to the team. And it was an important win because Viking up won as well. So if we hadn't won that game, we would not be champions, because if we had drawn it, then they would have leaped us by 1 on goal difference. So we had to win in the end, and we did it really, really well. So Grindavik do the double. Pepsi League won on the final day. Ideally, it'll be a little bit easier perhaps next time, but there we go. We have qualified for the Champions League. And I'm not so much interested in the fact that we're in the Champions League. It's the white fact that we can parachute down through qualifying that's going to help us. The budget for next season, so we've got a transfer budget that we can't afford, though maybe we can afford it now, and 14 grand a week. So we've got to make sure we get those signings in early before they knock it back down on us. We were 100-1 pre-season, and we managed to get that done. And like I say, it is a first time in the club's history that they've won the top flight. So that is absolutely brilliant. Stefansson, well, there's no words, is there? He has been absolutely revolutionarily good. We are crowned champions. We get 8 grand. Our money problems, I mean, that barely covers the after party, doesn't it? Here are all the medal winners. So congratulations there. I mean, it's everybody that's registered in the squad, I'm assuming, that has picked themselves up a medal. Collective bonus. We've actually made a loss by winning the league. But that's okay. We'll make that back next year in Europe. And I think really, because I was looking at this earlier, I think the key to us here is that when we were going through Europe, yes, we struggled a little bit, but we only actually lost 1 game at that time, and that was against Kefalovic. Everything else, we didn't win that many, but we were drawing. We won 1 game in there, but we were just drawing and just kept picking up a point here and there. And I think that, in the end, has been the key to us winning the title. But anyway, really, really pleased with that. Wait there, guys, Circles. We've got our end-of-season awards, and then, of course, goal of the season as well. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your Icelandic champions, Grindavik End of Season Awards! Oh, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, thank you. We are champions. It is wonderful to say. We will be a Champions League team next season. Welcome to our end of season awards. The players have been superb this season. Never in doubt we were going to win the title, was it? And I think they all deserve a very big round of applause. Their efforts have been incredible, incredible stuff. Well done, boys. First award this evening is the Golden Pen. And I mean, there's been some good signings this year, but no one even comes close to this guy. We got him on a free. That just looks insane now, doesn't it? Congratulations, Omar Stefansson. The next award is the Golden Card, awarded to the player with the worst discipline this season. And, well, club captain leads from the front. 9 yellows, 1 red. Congratulations, Harvard Meyer. The next award is the Golden Bullseye, awarded to the player with the most passes per 90 minutes. And, well, we know this guy is leaving us, and it's a shame. It really is. But you can't argue with the money he's going to be on. So with 99 passes per 90 minutes, congratulations, Christian Magoma. The next award is the Golden Spoon, awarded to the player who feeds the strikers, the player with the most assists. And this guy set a club record with 16 this year, and he was carrying this team at times as well. So a big congratulations to the Silver Spoon winner, Golden Spoon winner even, Moa. The next award is the Golden Anchor, awarded to the player that we can rely on, the player with the highest average match rating. And this guy was just superb all season long. An average match rating surprisingly low, 7.68, I've got to say. But congratulations nonetheless, Omar Stefansson. The next award is the Golden Cross, awarded to this season's most injured player. And I've got to say, the efforts this year, guys, it was poor. It was poor. Too many of you are staying too fit. Some of you got to sacrifice to win this award. The man that wins it was injured for 9% of the season. So congratulations, Gary Turpinson. The next award is the Golden Soother for this season's best young player, the baby of the team. And, well, I have an issue with the way these award is given out from time to time, but it's difficult to argue this guy doesn't deserve every trophy on offer tonight. So the baby of the team, the Golden Soother, is Omar Stefansson. The next award is the Golden Boot. It was a ridiculous season, 31 goals. We know who he is. Let's not draw it out any longer than we have to. It's Omar Stefansson one more time. Now it is time to award this season's Horse's Ass for the worst player of the season. And I wasn't sure who I was going to give this to be honest, but one player really stood up at the end of the year and said, I am the Horse's Ass this year. And who am I to argue? So congratulations, the Horse's Ass is Haraldur Bjornsson. Now it is time for an award that means so much to everybody here at Grindavik. It is time for the Viewers Player of the Year award. And, well, it was unanimous this season. Not just, well, we didn't have to have a vote. The nominations were unanimous. It could only be one man. It's Omar Stefansson. Now, before we get to awarding this season's Player of the Year, we do need to acknowledge the Team of the Season, or more perhaps the Team of last season. If you just direct your eyes up to the board, you can see Zivkovic is the goalkeeper, Binaku, Adelsteinson, Magoma and Sheba. It's definitely last season's Team of the Year. Sayas Litzen, who was our coach this year, did brilliantly on the coaching bench, but not sure he deserves Team of the Year, and Maya. The wingers are Moa and Ndongala, and the striker is, of course, Jonsson. Congratulations, guys. You all had brilliant years last season. And now it is time for the big one to award the Golden Star for this season's Player of the Year. And, well, I think we all know who this is going to go to. So the winner is... Oh, I'm sorry. The winner is Christian Magoma. So there we have it. Congratulations to Christian and the rest of the winners tonight, which is pretty much Stefansson and a couple of others that popped up here and there. I guess you can't assist all your own goals, can you, Stefansson? Maybe that's something you can do next year, mate. Trying to get the Golden Boot and the Golden Spoon. I believe in you. But it's going to be a big season next year, isn't it? Champions League football will grace the Grindavik club. We will be, of course, trying to defend our title, and we'll be doing it all without Magoma, who has left us to chase the money. Until next season, thank you for everybody coming out tonight. Thank you for everybody in the auditorium and watching at home, and I'll see you next year. Thank you, everybody. Good night. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So there we go, end of season awards are done for the year. Let's have a quick review of things. Stefansson, unsurprisingly, was the signing of the year. 24 appearance, or starts anyway, 31 goals. He was obviously an A+. Capiello, a new signing, an A+ as well. There'd been those two. They could do anything, couldn't they? The loan of Charlie Crew was an A+. Marmot, good left-back signing for us, so only a C-. That's because the wage is too high. Flo, who we saw more in Europe than anything else, but he was a loan, a B minus. I think he would have, if we'd had him in the league squad, he would have done fine. We might even have a sneaky bid, see if we can get him back as Magoma's replacement. I think he could do a decent job as that player. Bjornsson, an F. He was okay for the most part. It's just the end of the season, he just faded, and he seemed desperate to win the horse's ass, so it would be rude not to give it to him, really, wouldn't it? Arneson, I should say, didn't really work, I've got to be honest, so disappointing one, that one. We've got Lenoki, who came in on loan and did a decent job. Hausken, now we're going to see more of him next season. We didn't see much of him this year. 18-year-old midfielder with a lot of potential. We signed him as opposed to him coming through the academy, but we are going to see more of him. And then Filmer, we brought him in as cover at left back. He never actually played because Marmot came back from the Gold Cup earlier than expected, so we didn't need him in the end. So maybe a little bit of a waste of Leeds United loanee there. But anyway, we've got players at left. Zivkovic did a decent job where he went. Binetku, he did a decent job, and Saskafong as well has done a decent. He scored 1 in 9, so maybe not that well. And Ostman, the less we say it and think of that name, the better. And A+ in winning the Pepsi League, really, really well done. Proud of that season, I've got to say. The Conference League, we went as far as we could realistically go, so that's absolutely fine. The Cup wasn't the best defensive our cup, but of course we had European football ongoing as well, so we did in the end kind of end up sacrificing it. The Charity Shield thing, we had an absolutely storming win over Vela. That was magnificent. And the League Cup thing at the start of the year, we made the semi-finals this year, which is better than we've ever done before, so who knows? Maybe we can look to kick on in that from this season on. The biggest win was the 4-0 against Vela. That was in the that Charity Shield thing. The match to remember, a 3-2 win away to Breidablik, and the goal of the season, which we'll come back to, was Stefansson's effort in the Europa League against, Conference League against Tobel. The finances, everything is on the up. That's top flight football and European football that are contributing to that. 2-star reputation team. We had Stefansson as the top shirt sale, along with Capiello, Moa, and Dongala and Jonsson. And it's difficult to argue with too many of those. Team of the year, now this is more like last season's team of the year. I don't quite understand why it's doing that. So as far as last season's team of the year goes, I think that was fairly fair, wasn't it? Jonsson got lots of goals for us last year, and yeah, so I don't think there's too many debates to be had about that one. And the accolades, well, player of the year was Magoma, young player, signing of the year, goals we'll come back to, of course, but top goal scorer and most man of the match awards, along with highest average match rating, were all Stefansson. Moa set a record for assists in his winning of the Golden Spoon, and Magoma won most passes completed per 90 minutes. And of course Maya with a record for his worst discipline, and Karasson, youngest goal scorer as well, is a club record. So that is all of that stuff. History in the making. It was a good season, wasn't it? It really, really was. The dynamic manager timeline, magnificent stuff that is. And well, let's go and have a look here now and see what we have. The supporter profile. We've lost family members. We have or supporters. We have gained Fairweather. I don't know quite how that goes. How have we lost social media supporters? We're champions of Iceland. That makes 0 sense whatsoever. Anyway, must be we'll have to update whoever's doing the social medias, apparently. Club vision and expectations. They're disappointed we didn't make the most of set pieces, but it's difficult, when you've got Stefansson just banging them in from open play. So we'll just kind of accept that, to be competitive in the Champions League and finish mid-table in the league. I mean, I'd like to think we're going to be a little bit better than that next year. I'd like to even think we could defend our title. The dressing room there, you can see Sayas, Maya, and Bjornsson are the team leaders. Maya is almost certainly, well, I don't know say almost certainly, but he's possibly leaving. We know that Helgeson, who's been around, and Hammer, who've been around forever, they're possibly leaving. Magoma's leaving as well, and possibly Ndongala. And yeah, so there could be quite the hole in the dressing room here. We're going to need some players to step forward for us. We'll do the end of season team meeting off of camera. The new season team report is sort of more related to next episode's transfer special, but we can see everything there for that. The season thing there, we can see it wasn't the strongest season for the Golden Cross, but a tie between Antonsen and Turpitson. I don't know. Actually, you know what? We'll give it to Turpitson. I haven't recorded the awards yet. We'll give it to Turpitson on the tiebreak if he was injured more. So he can have that. Can be the new. Just made up the rule. That's the tiebreaker. What else have we got here? Capiello headed for an award. Election day arrives at the club. Now, one other thing that has happened is, if we just quickly have a look back here. Moa actually set a record in the league for the highest average match rating, an average match rating of 7.68 for him. Now that's just in the league, not overall, and he's smashed the other record. So well done to Moa for that. But that brings us now to the goal of the season competition. There's our best 11 if you want to have a look at that while I go through things. If you are new to the channel, the way this works, there'll be the goal of Stefansson's that the game gave, plus 3 others I deem worthy. There'll be a link at the bottom of the description. We didn't vote on Player of the Year, the Viewers Player this year, because it was a clean sweep for Stefansson. But click on that, take you through to a straw poll, and you can vote on your goal of the season. We'll announce the winner of that early next season. But until then, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy, of course, our title celebrations, and I will see you next time for a end of year. What's it called? Try again. A transfer special. Take care. And here are our top 4 goals from the 2025 season. Don't forget to vote for your favourite.